Hello.
How are you?
Alright.
Fine. I'm not really...
Can you put your belt on?
It's not, you get 2 seconds, don't you?
You get 2 seconds, no more.
I'm not really as excited about the Building Safety Act as everyone on LinkedIn is.
Well,
And everyone's going crazy about it.
well, I looked at the Building Safety Act today, and I feel like it's like looking at a Picasso. Every time I look at it, I see something new. I mean, currently the most important bit is the remediation contribution order under section 124, where if it's just an equitable, an order is made for one company to pay another company.
Yeah, I saw that triathlon. Everyone's getting into that.
Yeah.
Triathlon makes it sound juicy, spicy,
Yeah.
but when you read it, not so much.
Well, the reason it's interesting, is because, first of all, it's not, unlike most other acts, it's not trying to balance interests. It's not saying, oh, like the 54 Act, let's balance the interests of the landlord against the tenant, or like the Telecoms Code, let's balance the interests of the operator against the landowner. It's not doing any of that balance. It's just saying, okay, let's have a look who's got the broad shoulders. Let's swing the liability towards the original developer, and let's not pretend that this is fault-based, because it's not. And that is radical and interesting. It takes everything to a new level. So, I mean, the definitions of associated companies in section 121, just absolutely eye-popping. That is radical. This is radical legislation.
Can't it be radical and dull?
No.
Oh.
If
Right.
it pushes the boundaries, it's inherently interesting. And the Recovery Strategy Unit, which is set up by the Department of Levelling Up, will hunt you down.
I've heard it's being
It will
run
hunt
by
you down and
some
kill
colonel.
you.
It's run by
Is
a
it?
colonel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Will hunt you
Robert
down.
Graham
Do you know who that
Cundy.
impression is?
No,
Will
I'm
hunt
getting that
you
reference.
down. Liam Neeson.
Oh, I know him. Well,
And they are concentrating on developers who haven't signed the pledge. You know what the pledge is?
yeah, I think I know what the pledge to remediate, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've actually done anything yet. Have they?
What do you mean?
The Recovery Strategy Unit, I think they're in the letter sending stage.
Well, they're very important letters.
So can they bring proceedings?
The Department of Levelling Up can bring proceedings, the Fire Brigade can bring proceedings, leaseholders can bring proceedings. There are all sorts of people that can bring proceedings under this radical legislation. Exciting radical legislation.
And what's the triathlon decision all about?
That's about broad shoulders.
Tap on the shoulder.
No,
Oh,
not
The wrong shoulders. Sorry.
broad shoulders. It's about the liability swings towards the original developer and those with broad shoulders on a non-fault based basis, which goes against, all our instincts. It's not good enough to say, it wasn't my fault, it's not fair. It's not really relevant.
And you can only make one decision. You can only
I thought we were talking
make
about-
one action, can't you?
Oh, we've
in that
talked about
moment, you
triathlon.
can't
I
decide
think you've
what you're
missed the
going to do
main
next
bit of
week.
triathlon.
I was
You've only
listening to Sheila Fogarty.
Fogarty.
Right,
I think you've missed some key bits of triathlon.
right, so.
There's a whole time-based aspect to it
Yeah, go on.
about whether it's retrospective or it's not really retrospective, but basically whether it can relate to costs that were incurred well before the act came into force.
Yeah, and what's the answer?
Can, yes. So do you have a Building Safety Act case?
A few, yes. Have you?
No, I've just got into it.
You'll never get out of it.
Do you think it's going to go for ages?
It'll go for a few years. There'll be cases. It'll be interesting. And,
You said that about telecoms.
well, it was. I'm very much looking forward to it. all sorts of issues will be thrown up.